Buenos dias indeed. Whew. Huevos rancheros. David, why didn't you think of this?
Because you hate huevos rancheros.
The people love them. This was a wonderful idea. Amelia, you're the perfect campaign manager. Did I tell you that the owner of this diner is an immigrant Latina? Yes, named Carlota Vega. She's a very close personal friend of mine. I practically raised her two sons.
Really? Because I see that Mrs. Vega is wearing Viki's campaign button.
That would be because Carlota used to work for Dorian, and people who used to work for Dorian tend to have issues with Dorian.
Oh, Charlie, I am so sorry about this. I will talk to Todd.
I just don't understand. What does Jared have to do with any of this?
Well, sweetheart, he found the body. John has to question him.
All night?
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know Wayne Landers, and yes, maybe we were in the same facility together, but I never met him. I don't know what he wants with me. I don't know what he wants with the Buchanans. In fact, I never laid eyes on him until I saw him lying there on the terrace.
Where he asked you to meet him.
I never saw that text.
And all the calls. I mean, Landers' last call is to you, right?
John, he had my phone number. That doesn't mean I know him.
Help me here, man. I want to believe you, I do. But there's a lot of evidence, and my gut's telling me you know something you're not saying. So do yourself a favor. Tell me what you know, all of it.
Oh, be careful. You're salivating on yourself.
Oh, I can't help it. Oh, I just love seeing Vicky's campaign self-destruct.
Poor Viki.
Poor Vicky. Her daughter had you hog-tied in the stables trying to prove that Jared was the true Buchanan heir. They practically stole your birthright from you.
True. But like my pa, Bo Buchanan, I found that I have compassion in my heart.
David, the Buchanans have made you into a mush brain. And that is why I had to replace you as my campaign manager. You have no loyalty.
I have no loyalty?
Absolutely not. I gave you your chance to play gay. You refused to, even though it would help me. Well, that's not my fault, is it? I needed a high-profile homosexual in my campaign, and here she comes.
Good news. You're up in the polls.
Right again.
Come on.
Rest my case.
Let's rock your Latino vote.
Ole.
John is just being thorough, you know. I mean, he's obviously going to let Jared go. He has to. There's no way Jared killed that man.
Are you 100% sure of that?
I swear to you, I didn't kill anyone.
Okay. Let's look at this from my point of view. You're discovered with the body, and your prints are on the murder weapon.
I explained that.
There's evidence on your computer of you transferring funds to Landers.
Someone must have planted it
And
there.
all the calls between your phone and his.
John, somebody's framing me.
Who?
I don't know. How many times do I have to tell you that?
Until it all adds up.
You know what? When Natalie said that you were out to get me, I said no. Not possible. But I'm beginning to think she's right.
I see. Now, I'm out to get you, too. And why would I want to do that?
Because you were in love with my wife. Maybe you still are.
I will always care about Natalie. Since you're giving me no reason to believe your story, I'm starting to think that maybe she's married some sort of homicidal scam artist.
Oh, okay. And you're going to be the one to set her free?
Believe it or not, man, I'm in here trying to set you free, but for some reason you won't help yourself.
How am I supposed to do that when I don't know anything?
Oh, let me count the ways. Let's see. You get beaten up, but you don't see anything. Your computer gets hacked, but somehow you don't know how it got hacked. You got messages from Landers on your phone, but you don't know how he got his number. I don't know, Jared. Either you're really stupid, or you're just holding out on me, man.
I'm not saying another word till my wife gets here with my lawyer.
Do you think Jared might be guilty?
I don't know what to think.
But that he couldn't possibly have killed that man.
Okay, but did he know him? Was there something going on? Look, I don't suspect that Jared would ever do anything to hurt his family.
Oh, you would never hurt Natalie or any of us.
Okay, but maybe he was being blackmailed or caught up in something. I just don't know.
Well, I'm sure we'll get answers soon.
Yeah. Let's just hope we hear the ones we want.
Yo soy Dorian Lord. Yo espero será la próxima alcalde de nuestra bella ciudad. I think I got that right. Thank you. I appreciate that. And for the Anglophones, of course, I'm Dorian Lord, and I hope to be the next mayor of our fair city. Thank you again. By the way, did anybody here see the front page of today's Sun? Yes, although our hearts do go out to Viki Banks and her family yet again. It raises the question, is this really what our city needs? Another scandal after Mayor Lowell, who has been indicted and is now in prison? I think this calls for a clean sweep. Thank you again. Thank you, really. In that light, I would like to introduce you to my new campaign manager, Ms. Amelia Bennett, who is an out and proud lesbian, and she will be walking among you, available to take your questions and your concerns so that we can act upon them.
Thank you all. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Not bad.
Thank you very much. So, yeah, there's Jared turning over a new leaf. He's always been after the Buchanan millions. And now he's got blood on his hands.
Yeah, just like you. Nash Brennan and all that nastiness with the shareholders meeting.
Again, David?
If the shoe fits.
I just took over Buchanan Enterprise. Jared is the one who pushed Nash into that skylight. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Natalie were next. Oh, yeah. Jared's probably taken out an insurance policy on her for millions, and then there's her inheritance. That girl better watch her back.
I'll tell him. Well, when Allie gets back here with your lawyer, you might want to tell him there's some new evidence.
Like what?
You never mentioned you and Landers were pen pals.
Pen pals?
You should have dumped the data on your computer better. The lab just checked your deleted emails. You and Landers talked about everything from stalking Jessica to the photo drop at BE. You even talked about your little attack and how you'd make it look like a botched kidnapping. You still don't want to talk?
I have always loved children. I have two daughters of my own, Cassie and Adriana. Adriana's father was Latino, yes. And then recently, I adopted a lovely young woman whose mother was Colombian. Unfortunately, both her parents were killed when they were doing humanitarian work in Vietnam. But our house has...
I've got Dorian Lord eating out of the palm of my hand. Not Mom. I should be able to put part 2 of my plan into action as soon as I hang up the phone. David.
Did you know that I was the star of the Supermodel Crime Club?
I don't watch that much TV.
I played a really smart detective who was smart. So why don't you save us both some time and tell me who you were talking to on the telephone and what part 2 of your plan is?